Hi, how are you all doing today, Coach? How are you doing today? Well, it's Monday, January 16th, 2023. Morning, Murray. Thanks for having me along with you here this morning. And Coach, thanks for coming to all my games. Appreciate you, the free Treons, the Patreons, the first free Treons ever on YouTube. And that's why I want to say thank you so much, Murray, for for sharing life with me and come into all my games, Coach. It really means a lot to me, myself, and I to have you folks with me here today. It's a Monday. Uh, Garfield, we got to pick a Garfield emoji for the day. I'm feeling like getting up and kicking the dog, but don't tell Molly that. You ever get one of those Mondays where you just like you feel ready to go, like there's no challenge too big for you in the week? That's how I feel. How about you? I know some Mondays can be a little bit stumbly, bumbly, grumbly, or maybe you feel like you just got your back against the wall, or maybe you feel like there's just no mountain you can't climb. Whatever the case is, you need to get your day started here with the Alfonso Investments channel, Morning Magic Stocks and Magic Talks. Thanks for joining us here today. We're going to have a little bit of fun here this morning. We're going to make the most of it today, Monday, the 16th. Thanks for folks for tuning in. We got a little cup of coffee ready to go. So hopefully you guys get the truck warming up, the window defrosting. You got Brody on the dashboard, a cup of coffee with you. Let's just take a minute for ourselves, center ourselves, and get ready to face the day. Let's just do that together here now. When Let's be proper, shall we? All right. I appreciate you guys. We're going to have a good time here this morning. Did you know it was Michael Superbacker's birthday this weekend past? We were wishing him a happy birthday with an epic happy birthday out on the weekend. We don't do a whole lot of birthdays here on the show, but if you let us know, we can roll a birthday for you folks. Poach says, "Ain't no mountain high enough." That's right. Yeah, I love it. Ain't no mountain high enough to keep me from getting to you, Coach. All right. What do we want to do this morning? Let's take a look at some. Maybe we want to have some fun here and just look at some AI generated magic cards before we get started. and then we'll check the price of Hasbro stock. Let's see what we got here in the way of these AI generated magic cards. We got some good ones here. Murray Cooper says, too early for coffee, I'm afraid. The machine would wake up the family. All right, well, you don't want to do that, but I got the kind of the same scenario. You can always run instant coffee. It's good enough for the fellas who go to war, then it's definitely good enough for me. Make some pretty good stuff. A couple teaspoons of that. Shazam. Coach says, I have today off work. We honor Martin Luther King Day. Okay. It's Martin Luther King Day today. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody in the United States. We are coming from mile zero on the Alaska Highway. Up in Canada, we are the true northern Magic the Gathering. It's funny. Have you seen a lot of these channels? And I don't watch a lot of them. I think there's like Up North Magic the Gathering, and then there's like Wizards of the North Coast, and then there's Northern this Magic the Gathering. Uh, there's a lot of content creators that have North in the name, but I venture a guess to see how many are actually farther north than Alfonso Investments, way up here on the Alaska Highway. This one, Robo Rosewater's given us. Have you looked at this card here today, Coach? Happy Martin Luther King Day to all the viewers. Please have a good one. Okay, check this guy out. No name, no cost. All right. Protection from green. A creature may be such a friend. I'm not. I'm not entertained it. It's a 2/3 with no name and no cost. The stuff they put up here on these AI generated magic cards. This is just like some of the ones that made it through the vetting process. Let's check out this next one here. Cogwork. Here's an artifact. AI. Okay, yeah, we're gonna give that one. We definitely got to give this one a failing grade. We gotta. There's no. There's no. There's no failing grade high enough for the AI on this one. Sorry. AI fails. Let's see if we can get a good one. The Cogwork card. This card, it's an artifact. It's one white, one blue, and a black. Cogwork? Okay. 4 mana for black, blue, white, and one artifact. And it just says you may have Cogwork. Okay. Unless that's an ability like that we don't know what it is yet. We have no idea what Cogwork is. That's all it does. It says you may have Cogwork. So if we need Cogwork, is this an AI fail? I want to say that it's a fail. Like, I kind of think it is. Cogwork. Okay. All right. What's the next one here? DAC. Another fail. That's right, Coach. Another fail for the AI here this morning. DAC. We're giving that one a failing grade. DAC. What's this one say? It's a land equipment. Is there such thing yet? No, we've seen it here first. This DAC. I mean, maybe this is where DAC Faden comes from. Let's check it out. Bestow opponent 7 cards from an opponent's graveyard. Then put them back in any order. How do you bestow 7 cards from an opponent's graveyard and then put them back in A order? We're going to need a little more explanation on some of these keywords. I don't know. I think we're going to have to get this one another failing grade. Yeah. Just 0 for 3 here this morning. How about this one? This next one. Stone Earning Listed. It's a green card. It's another fail. Hope. 1 green and 1 for Stone Earning Listed. Human Rogue, 1/4. Tap a green and 1. Add 1 mana of any color and a creature type. Add 1 mana of any color and a creature type? Can we get there? I think this is a hit, folks. I really do. Stone Earning Listed. Morning, coach. Haha, changelings. We're just checking, getting everybody in the chat here this morning. We're hanging with Twiddler, Murray Cooper, and the coach. We're warming up to a couple of AI generated magic cards this morning. Let's check it out here. We're just looking at the Stone Earning Listed. Looks like this one's actually a hit. Brings us to the next one here. Howling Sanctuary. All right. Destroy all non-legendary creatures. Whoa, for 4 mana, colorless. Seems, what an odd card. 4 mana instant? Are we reading this right? I mean, functionally, I guess it actually does work, but for 4 mana, seems pretty powerful. Are we going to give this a pass or a fail? I think we could actually pass this. What do you think, John? We're just warming up here with a little morning magic stocks, reviewing some AI generated magic cards. So we got ourselves a winner. It's January 16th. I'm going to be on past the hour, about half past the hour. I'll be on. Let's go through the Hasbro stock price today. It's another trading day. Murray Cooper says the Howling Sanctuary art is pretty sweet. It's a pretty powerful card. It fits in any deck, I'd say. How do you like these? You guys, do you want to do a couple more of these here this morning? I think some of them are kind of neat. Some of them are bogus. Here's the art for that Howling Sanctuary. Really epic art. Morning, John from the Barrel House. Twiddler, happy to have you here. We're just taking a look at some AI generated magic cards. Here's one, a blue card, Combat Body. 1 blue and 3 for Combat Body. It's an enchantment that says whenever you cast a kick spell, target creature phases out. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs 2 less to cast for each artifact you control. When Combat Body leaves the battlefield, draw a card for each Flissior counter on Combat Body. A Flissior counter. Like, we were holding on there. We really were holding on there up until the end where they asked for the Flissior combat or the Flissior counter. Except, like, everything on this card checks out, except I don't know. We don't know what a Flissior counter is. Nice. AI even makes art cards from this new set boosters. Yeah. Oh, this Combat Body is so close. Can we give it a pass? Whenever you cast a kick spell, target creature faces out. Okay. So you kick a spell. It's an enchantment. It hits the board. You play a kick spell, and then you get to target something and it phases out, and then if you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it costs 2 less to cast for each artifact you control. So the one that we were seeing before it, like this Howling Sanctuary, it would cost 0, or it would cost 2 less for each artifact you can control. Actually, the Howling Sanctuary kind of goes with the combat body. Look at that. It's actually putting cards in like it's yeah. So there's combat body. So then the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs 2 less to cast for each artifact you control, and then when combat body leaves the battlefield, you draw a card for each Flissy or counter on combat body. I think I think we I think maybe I don't know what a Flissy or counter is, but maybe every time it does that, it gets a Flissy or can we could uh I think we could do it. Combat body. We could play combat body in changelings, right? Next time I come over, Maria, I'm gonna sleeve up my playset of my playset of combat bodies, and I'll make sure to bring my Flissior counters. Uh, all right, couple more for you folks here this morning. Let's see, what do we got? Wastes. Check out this version of the waste. I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee here while we check out the art on this. Dream about combat bodies this morning. It's Monday, January 16th, Martin Luther King Day. Thanks, Coach. And I hope you guys get a chance to observe the holiday. It could just very well be not a trading day if that's the case. We'll have to check this price of Hasbro stock. The magic markets are running. Check out this. I like the art on this waist. I really gotta kind of give this a prop. Really cool. It looks like it's like the style of like a post. Robo Rosewater though. Okay, let's check out another one. I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee while we check out this one. We're gonna get primed to go over to the check the price of Hasbro stock here this morning. Okay, we got Fibire Bocook. Fibire Bocook. Oh no. No, no. For this cook card, it's one white and one for the cook card. Instant. Fibire Bocook. Discard any number of target cards from target player's library. Wow. Holy smokes. I can't even believe it. Discard any number of cards from target player's library. Basically mill your opponent. Just completely mill them, right? It seems too much for 2 mana. I don't know what we're thinking, but jeez. I gotta have a little sip of coffee. What do you think? Is this gonna pass or is this gonna fail? It's really, really seems OP. It's broken, right? It's broken. Totally broken. Yeah, couldn't agree more with you, Twiddler. This car is absolutely busted. There's no way you could play that. Oh my gosh. Let's go on to the next one. Let's do one more here for you folks. Some news over the weekend. There was a major legacy event out there this weekend. Had some stats posted up on Twitter. A couple of people were posting their W's. It's really cool to see. I saw the champion winner. I was still trying to get a deck list. I can take a look and see if I can find some of that here for you folks. Just a minute. Check this out. Forest. Some of these lands are really nice. Toddler says would be the second most powerful card in all of Magic. Yeah, for sure. It's OP, right? Murray says illegal. You can't discard a library. Discards from the hand. Exactly. It's not even mill. It doesn't say mill. It's like discard, right? Oh gosh. Another beautiful forest art here. Well, nicely done. How about this one? Dreadcoat Sliver. 0 mana. A 1/1 human shaman for 0 mana. It's just a 0 cast. It's got no color to it. Looks like a colorless card. Human shaman tap for a black. Or you could pay a white and a blue tap sacrifice energy. And then a blue, a white tap choose an opponent at random. This will choose an opponent for you. I don't know how good this is. The Dead Coat Sliver. What do you got? Is this a yay or a nay? Coach, can we give this a passing grade? Can you put this in the game? I don't know. It's gonna be a little tough to say. Dead Coat Sliver. 0 mana 1/1. Human Shaman. Taps for a black. For 0 mana. It's a Mox Jet. Okay. This is basically a 1/1 Mox Jet. And then it has more text on it. Can they make Mox Jet a creature? Here, I see if people want to talk about reprinting their reserve list, just make a Memnite that taps for black. Mox Memnite. Right? Dual Brains in the house. You check this out, buddy. It can't catch a break. No, it doesn't do sliver synergy. It has no sliver. It's a shaman, right? Why would you just choose a player at random? If you need to, maybe you're in a commander game and you're like, who am I going to target with this spell? Right? And then you're like, okay, choose a player at random. Then you roll a dice. You could do that in a multiplayer game. Sometimes in politics, you're like, well, one of you guys has to, or girls, has to, resolve the one part of the card, choose, if you had to choose targets and you just want to make it random, it's totally fucking whack. Dual Brain says it's whack. uh Dual Brain, last night some got in my car and stole my change. Wow, no goo. That's terrible news on a Monday. Sorry to hear about that, Ed. What do you think of the Dead Coat Sliver? Can we give it a pass or no? Let's give it a fail. Murray says no. That card's got to go. All right, let's go down another one. You're going to do a stakeout, right? This is going to be the response. Mindless. Don't, whatever you do, don't make a mindless response, Dual Brain. Think about it. Always, because you're the thinking man. The thinkingest man in the game, I might add. How about this card? Mindless response for a black mana. For 1 black at instant speed, choose 2. Counter target non-creature spell. Exile target creature with power 3 or less. Or destroy target artifact. For 1 black at instant speed. You get all these choices. Wow. Totally. I totally know what you're saying, Brain. I think we can give this one a passing grade, even though it seems really powerful. This is a good card, right? It is. No, it's all good, Ed. Got to blow off some steam. Hey, I know what you mean. All are welcome here. It's totally fine. I get it. This is fun. That's fine. I appreciate you getting it out. Who do you talk to, right? It's early, and if you're starting your day, I want to say thanks for sharing life with me. Sometimes things happen, that are sometimes when we get up, we stumble. Sometimes when we get up, someone's in our way. Sometimes we bumble, and sometimes things don't go our way. It's just part of the feeling. I appreciate you sharing the feeling that it makes you upset, and it's okay to talk about that, to put it out there. and let people know that just to consider your feeling for a minute is part of being a man. You never know what might be going on in somebody's morning. And if you knew how things were going, you might treat them another way. So sometimes it's good to talk about what's going on around us, and it makes for a lot better day. Murray Cooper says booby trapping your property is a legally a no-no. Do some Home Alone too. uh I'm having a bit of a look at the news from the MTG Legacy event last weekend. Pretty excited. I'll try and find some more on that for you folks here. We're checking out a couple of AI generated magic cards. It's interesting to see what is out there with AI. Are you guys aware of it? Some people were saying that, I think it was the coach was saying it's a problem in schools. People are using the AI to write their papers, and AI chat it's released publicly and it's available to use. There's demo clients out there, and I think you can subscribe. Dual Brain says I had a whack weekend. An account access scare on YouTube. Phone reset. Mailbox hit. And now this no breaks. Bummer. Major bummer. Uh, yeah, let's check this card out here. Thirk of Mulas. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature card from it. That player chooses a zombies. I don't know. Uh the name is good, right, Murray? Thirk of Mulas. I love that name. I want Thurks to be a creature type. Right? I want Thurks to be a creature type. Uh what do you think, Ed? Do we give this one a passing grade or do we give it a fail? This one seems okay. Instant speed, 3 mana, choose a creature card. That opponent target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature card from it. That player chooses zombies. It doesn't really quite work. I think we got to give this a fail. Uh Here's the art for the Thurks. See those Thurks. Okay, and this one, I think we got this far the last time we were reviewing, and it doesn't accomplish anything. Oh man. Heap doll. What do we got here? A bird soldier. This bird soldier cost you 1 white and 3 for a 0/2. Heap doll says whenever a source you control deals damage to a player, that player loses the game. Whenever any source you control deals damage. So if you have like a source on board, if you can flash this in during combat, If you have lightning bolt in hand, this just wins. This seems a little overpowered. What do you think of the heap doll? We should ask the AI bot what you can do to stop people from grabbing your change out of your car. See what it comes up with. Finding solutions. What do you do? Yeah, booby traps. Don't leave anything in the car. I guess that's the. I mean, I guess if the part that would really make it worse is if they did some damage, right? I mean, at this point, it's like, do you? Yeah, I would rather I'd rather leave my vehicle unlocked, and then if there's something in there that doesn't mean too much or isn't that valuable, they could just take it rather than like having it locked and then having somebody deal damage to your vehicle and then have to fix it. So yeah, that sucks. Either way is sucky. Heap dolls should be banned, Murray says. Should have an option to edit certain aspects of the card, right? Yeah, like okay, it's too powerful. Let's give it. Uh we can't play it, right? Time capsule, morning. How you doing? Should have an option to edit this. Yeah. It's way too powerful this card. Like really it is. Whoa. We got the text box here flying large this morning. Wow. Okay, well, let's check out another AI generated magic card. This one here. Is there one more? Mountain and Gauntlet of the Mind. I think we seen this one last week. We really did. Gauntlet of the Mind. Flash. Sacrifice a creature, scry 1. Yeah, this card we did see that. Let's just take a look. Anybody who's tuning in, what do you think about this one? Flash, sack a creature, scry 1 for the Gauntlet of the Mind zombie warlock 2/2. A red, it's a is it card? A red, a blue, and one. Zombie warlock, flash 2/2. This one, I think. What do you think, time capsule? This could be a card, AI generated or not. Let's take a look here. I think we could give that one a pass. Checking the Hasbro stock. It's Martin Luther King Day today. Just gonna hit the refresh button here. January 16th in the morning. What are we? Hasbro stock 141% up over 12-year period. And let's see, is it gonna be a last trading day? Was Friday. So we're not like a trading day today. It's Martin Luther King Day. So talk over the weekend, news and such, like the news of Dungeons and Dragons seems to be the big chat of what people are talking about. The Dungeons and Dragons shenanigans over at Wizards of the Coast. I really enjoyed the Moxman video over the weekend. Talked a little bit about that. I didn't really play a lot of D&D, so I'm not really a D&D guy. I don't know too much about the game other than it's RPG. I've like been around it, but I never owned any D&D. I've been invited to D&D a few times. I've seen it played, but I've never done any quests. So Hasbro stock, we're sort of anticipating things to get a little bit worse. It's oh man, what's this gonna do for the Hasbro stock price in the next couple of years? It's been like as high as $120, and now we're just heading down and to the right. What does this mean? It means that we don't have any data for the end of the year last year, like October, November, December. We don't have the last quarter of 2022 sales data, and we won't get it until like February, March. And then, like, with the damage that is being done now with Dungeons and Dragons and people unsubscribing, that's like going to be the first quarter of 2023. So we're this is what people are talking about, and we won't see it reflected into the stock price until those results get released. And it's like when people are saying, Brody, yeah, like okay, so this is what I want to talk about a little bit, because I did make some comments over there about this. I did make some comments about the fact that, like, when you look at these hot top 10, okay, when you look at these zombie, when you look at the hot top 10 and the sales figures that people put up on the internet for the weekend, let's say, like, people tracking sales, I would like I put a comment over the Moxman's channel, and I would like to know, because the comment was, how do these sales figures compare to last year, right? So if you make a video and you're like, the hot top 10 is this card, these are, 25 sales of this, 25 sales of that, 35 sales of these certain cards, and you're tracking them. That's great. These are the hot cards. Yeah, they're selling, but how much is that? I'm waiting to, hopefully you can get the numbers for that, just in the leave me a comment, but like, compared to last year, right? I would say it's going to be lower. Like, it's one thing to say, yeah, these cards are selling, but like, if they were selling 5 times as much last year, um, it's still slow. And like, that's when people are pumping certain cards, like, okay, buy this card, dual lands are on sale. Anybody saying, okay, dual lands are on sale? Dual lands aren't even on sale yet, if you want my opinion, because like, we're still doing damage to this stock price. We're still doing damage to this stock price all the way into the first quarter of 2023, and we don't even have the sales market data for 2022 fourth quarter yet, publicly. I don't think so. So, if you want my opinion, the bottom's not in yet. Things are going to get lower. We're going to wait a while. Do you like tracking the prices of Magic cards, or does it not for you? Does it bore you? Is it like too much going on to care? But you still like want certain cards? Let me do it for you. I'm doing it anyway, each and every morning here on the show. We can talk a little Magic stocks. We can look at the price and see if things are moving. And I get to hear from you, folks. You get to hear from you, folks, and you get to uh, keep me up to date in the comment section. Time Capsule says, sorry, I'm at work, just listening so you can type. That's all fine. Thanks for bringing us with you today. Wherever you're at, if you're in the car with dual brain, if you've got Brody with you in the car on your way to work this morning, I appreciate you. Safe adventures wherever you may go. We're going to keep you up to date. Looking at the stock price here of Hasbro stock, Martin Luther King Day, Time Capsule is working. Appreciate you for Brody's running the stock desk. Thanks for tuning in. Let's look over here, see if we got any news articles for you folks. I like to take a look at the stock desk articles to see if they got any new articles for us here over at MTG Stocks. Just give me a minute here, folks. And then we can bounce on over to Twitter for a little bit and see if we can catch any results from the Legacy Open this week. Maybe that this weekend. I don't know if that's going to be on MTG Top 8, but that's another place we can go. If you're new to Magic, if you're tuning in and watching the replay, if you're new to Magic, we can throw some sites up for you so you guys can see where, if you want to be net decking with the stars or you want to find the latest hot deck, I can show you where to do that. Coach says, if you happen to be in Dual Brain's car, drop a like. Mother. Um, Dual Brain's going AFK. Zombie, morning, Brody. What's up, y'all? Thanks for leaving the comment. Hit a like button if you know it, and hit the brodification bell. Thanks, folks. Hit the brodification bell so you can get the brodifications. We'll be giving you the morning stocks and talks at 5:15 Mountain Time, 7:15 Pacific, Monday through Friday. So let's check this out. We got a new article for you folks here today.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
You betcha. For this article, the weekly winners we got coming from the MTG stock desk. This one's by Arjun. Let's just like top up our coffee here a little bit. We want to make sure this sucker is fresh and ready to go. All right. So I like this guy, this Arjun guy. He makes these articles. And it's funny, I put a link, they have a Discord. So I went over to their Discord and I was like, hey, I make a show. It covers cards. I read your articles. I love them. I want to say thanks. Is there anywhere I can post? And like nothing. Nobody got back. So hopefully somebody over there will hit me back. I don't know. But a shout out to Arjun. This week's weekly winners seeing Kibo affecting more prices. Kibo? A construct from Brothers War leveling the field, and an old control favorite from Cold Snap getting its groove back. All right, the counterbalance card. You know, I talked about this card. We talked about it last year. You're a locksmith, so you're essential. I bet. Yes, you are essential. Oh my gosh, people need the locksmith. Uh, well, thank you for getting us out of jail. Time capsule. Appreciate it. If I lock my keys in my car, I will let you know. Market seems slow. Unfortunately, there's still plenty of cards to talk about. This week, we got a card that sees play in several formats. One that's moving because of Commander and Pre-Modern. It's an old school favorite from Legacy. Every week, these folks are going to bring us some articles that we can read, including the Big Fangs article, the Modern Times article, and they've got like the Penny Stocks article and the Hidden Gems. But check this card here, trending up. This card, an Urza rare. It's got the Hidden Gibbons. This is the talk of the town, right? Hidden Gibbons. Gibbons aren't those monkeys? Yeah, they are. And like the Kibo card, the banana guy, he's cool. Let's see. It's this card. Let's bring him up too. Uh, the Kibo Octavi Prince. I like this card. Like, this is the card that pushes the card up, right? This is so cute. Kibo Octavi Prince, the 1 green and 2 legendary monkey creature noble. Tap him, each player creates. I love it. Colorless artifact token named Banana. And me without my minion cup. With tap, sacrifice this artifact, add red or green, and gain 2 life. Whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control that's an ape or a monkey. Whenever Kibo attacks, defending player sacrifices an artifact. So if he attacks, he eats your banana. When you tap him, he can make everybody a banana, and then you can sack it for mana and life. The bananas are really good. And then, like, if you cash in your banana, Kibo's going to make you sack another artifact. So you just want to hold on to those bananas so when Kibo comes. But if you're building Monkey Tribal, here's the card for you. Oh my goodness. Like this card. These hidden gibbons, they be hiding around the $1 mark. These hidden gibbons, they've been hiding around the $1 mark for quite some time, going all the way back to 2022. But you know, look at this card. It's a green, an enchantment. When one of your opponents successfully casts an instant or interrupt spell, if hidden gibbons is an enchantment, hidden gibbons becomes a 4/4 creature that counts as an ape. For one? For one? What? When one of your opponents successfully casts an instant or interrupt spell. If Hidden Gibbons is an enchantment, Hidden Gibbons becomes a 4/4. When these apes want something, it's a matter of Gibbons' take. Cool card. Monkey Tribal, right? The monkey deck. Seen a poke up in price here. I love it. Oh, this is such a cool card. For 1 mana, if you want to build Monkey Tribal in Commander, this thing's gone up. Boom, $4. Hey, whoa, blowing the top off. These Gibbons be Gibboner, bud. These Gibbons just be friggin' Gibboner. What do you think of this card, bro? We like this card. Let's give this card a pass. I love it. It's so cool. Okay, 1 mana, you get that Gibbons. Make that Monkey Tribal. I mean, Why not? The Urza's Legacy, older, rare enchantment costs 1. The total possibility of becoming a 4/4 ape. It doesn't matter whenever opponent casts an instant spell. The Gibbons only has a single printing, and even though it's not on the reserve list, you may recall a few weeks back it was discussed with the Ravenous Baboons over here on the channel. This one is a it's a red card, and since the printing of Okabi prints in Jumpstart, this card is an auto include in a commander depth, keeping in mind that the Hidden Gibbons ability does not say until end of turn, so it does it permanently. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I did notice that, but it's worth mentioning in case you thought it was until end of turn. It's for good. It's not like riddle form. It's not like riddle form is like sort of it's way better than riddle form. Riddle form. Eat my shorts. That card is awesome. You can play it on turn one, and it's almost guaranteed going to end up a 4/4 creature. Look at the Ravenous Baboons here. 2/2 for 1 red and 3. When it comes into play, destroy target non-basic land. Build something, and the baboons will tear it down, leave the pieces lying. They will scatter them. Wow. Okay, not only is the card more popular in Commander, it actually sees play in the pre-modern format where it's included in the sideboard. Its format is slowly becoming more popular, thus becoming a driving factor for prices in these older cards that haven't been printed. So, there we go, some hidden Gibbons. I like the card. New card from the Brohams War, right? This card, poof, Cityscape Leveler. Cityscape Leveler. This sucker be leveling the cities. Man, this card, I opened it in the pre-release kit. It's really freaking good. It's 8 mana. It costs 8 for an 8/8 trample. When you cast this spell, and whenever Cityscape Leveler attacks, destroy up to one target non-land permanent, its controller creates a tap Power Stone token, and you can also unearth it for 8, so it comes back. I think you can unearth as many times as you like. I think that's a thing. The 8/8 that just keeps coming back and destroying. Yeah. Oh, it's right up there with that friggin' Portal to Phyrexia for 9 mana. If you can flip this into play, it's unreal. It's probably seen some moves in modern and standard, but in standard play, but standard's not going to be driving cards so long anymore. Let's just wait a while. Here, when it this Cityscape Leveler, it's let's okay. So Arjun's let's go on to read here. When Arjun says when he has time on Arena, especially the Explorer format, this is because the closest Arena format to Pioneer. Thinking that the better format to be in if you don't want to create new decks every time a rotation happens. Since Explorer Anthologies too, we have Nykthos trying to nix in the format, and gosh, is Mono Green doing some silly things, being able to churn out a bunch of mana, playing Karn the Great Creator, and fetching and playing Cityscape Leveler can be absolutely backbreaking. This is how I mainly know this card, but this is also exactly how the card is played in Pioneer and devotion to green decks. Besides Pioneer and Explorer, Cityscape Leveler sees play in Standard and is it control decks that are trying to ramp and play big scary creatures. The Cityscape Leveler is a colorless creature that fits any color that can try to get the mana going. In Modern, we see it being played in green Tron decks along fatties with Wormcoil Engine, Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, and it's also been doing pretty well in recent Mitgo Showcase challenges. So the Cityscape Leveler, okay, I can see a deck list here. We've got the Scape Leveler for 2, the Coil Engine for 2, the Ceaseless Hunger for 2, the Warping Whale for 2, Sylvan Scrying Ancient Stirrings, Relic of Progenitus, Chromatic Star, Expedition Map, Chrome Sphere, Oblivion Stone, Karn Creator, Karn Liberated, Big Karn, Little Karn, What Begins with Tarn, Walking Ballista in the side, and a bunch of power plants. Tron. Okay. Green Tron. Leveler. So it's good enough to put in Tron, so it's worth 12 or 15 bucks. Obviously, we see it in a couple of formats. It can ramp mana pretty quickly and it can do crazy stuff. For example, this creature has found its way into many Mishra Tamer of the Makfawa decks. Huh. All right, well, with a little note of Cityscape Leveler being at $15, I wouldn't, I would try and open it myself. I would. It's a mythic. It can't be that hard to get. Zombie's off to work. I'll chat you later, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Safe adventures out there. Pleased have you join us for a little bit here this morning, and stop by anytime. All are welcome here on the channel. Great to have you with us. About Cityscape Leveler, I tried and open it. It might not. It's not going to be worth $15. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, what do you? Let me know in the comment section below. I mean, do you think it's a standard card? Do you think it's going to be worth $15 after the Brothers War goes out of print? That's what I'm talking about. Counterbalance. This is an old school throwback card, and I like this card. And let me just talk about it for a little bit. Tell you what I know about it. It's played in Legacy, and it was very popular and well played in Legacy back when Modern Miracles was a deck. Counterbalance cost 2 blue. It was played with Sensei's Divining Top, which would allow you to manipulate the top 3 cards of your library to make sure you got either a 0 drop, a 2 drop, 3 drop, or a 1 drop on top. Of course, you could always put Divining Top on top of your library itself. So it was played with that card, Sensei's Divining Top. We can't really mention Counterbalance without mentioning the Divining Top. It was a card that broke Divining Top. Or broke Counterbalance. I don't know which way would you put it. Divining Top broke Counterbalance, or Counterbalance broke Divining Top. But Divining Top, pay 1, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order. So with Counterbalance, we'll read it, shenanigans tend to ensue. And so it was. I think actually then one of them got banned. I think Divining Top got banned, and then certain cards like this one fell out from grace. I think we need to look back at the Counterbalance before we read this article. We have to look back at the Counterbalance price history, simply because it was printed in Cold Snap and it goes back a number of years, and the chart that they have there doesn't really do much justice to Counterbalance. So let's look at this longer chart on Counterbalance, because here's a legacy card. We have it going up in price, spiking at about 2016 and a half, hitting about $30 to where it's retraced to now, and then a banning, right? Boom. Okay, card gets banned, and we see it drop in price, and modern or Legacy Miracles was such a fun deck, and then we see a banning, and then it ends up just drifting east to west for a number of years until people start picking it up again, and then Modern Miracles was maybe even starting to play it, and a few other decks, and now it's backed up to this $30 mark. So it's not like Counterbalance has been a card that hasn't hit $30 before. It's hit $30 3 times over, and now it's back up to the $30 mark. So who of us is old enough to remember this card in Legacy countertop decks in Legacy? These decks usually in the Azorius colors revolved around Divining Top and Counterbalance. Back in the day, back then, Legacy, you barely saw any spell with a mana value higher than 3, except for Force of Will. So obviously with blue and the Counterbalance and top in play, obviously with blue and the Counterbalance and top in play, you could respond to your opponent's spell, use the top to look at the top 3 cards of your library, and put them back in any such way that the top card of your library had the same mana value as your opponent's spell. Counterbalance's triggered ability would make sure the spell was countered. If your opponent cast a spell with mana value 1, there was not one of those on top 3 cards. You could activate the top's ability to put the top put it on top of your and counter your opponent's spell that way. This was a soft lock to prevent your opponents from playing any spells. Meanwhile, you would try to hit your land drops and end the game with a Monastery Mentor. Gotta have a win condition. Murray Cooper, I would like to get some advice on selling my playset of Mind Break traps. Hmm. Anybody got any advice? Let's look at the Mind Break card here in a minute. It's all about the give and take. You play that card against us on our two-headed giant match. Uh, which one? The counterbalance or the divining top? Let's go. 2017 April. Sensei Divining Top was banned in Legacy. The deck was simply too strong, but also too time consuming because of the many, many, many activations of the top during a game. Since then, the archetype was dead and the price of the counterbalance dropped rapidly. The Cold Snap Uncommon has never seen a real reprint other than the Amonkhet Invocation print. So not likely Cold Snap there, John. It's been picking up or not like the counterbalance. Maybe the divining top. Yes, the divining top. I think it's seen a reprint. What was the last reprint of the divining top? Last reprint, Double Masters, Kamigawa, the list from the vault. Sensei's Divining Top. Counterbalance has been picking up some steam again in Is It decks, where it sees play as a 2 of and sideboards. It's mainly used in a mirror match against combo decks, and while Counterbalance is not necessarily the most consistent hate, it provides sufficient value in these key matchups. With cards like Ponder and Brainstorm, you can still manipulate the top card of your deck. Yeah, it turns out like the banning of Divining Top wasn't so bad for Miracles. You can still get there with Brainstorm and other cards that manipulate the top three. Here's some interesting deck lists for you folks if you want to take a look. The Is It one includes copies of Brazenbor, Murktide Regent, Delver. Oh, and I had seen a Twitter post there this weekend that says Delver's the best deck in Legacy. Vote, and it was hilarious. So, Unholy Heat and all these other things. So yeah, there's a card. Cheap pickups. So those are the top three, and we come into some cheap pickups. So let's take a look here. Um, Warhammer 40K card. This is these aren't my picks, but I'm happy to bring them to you here from the stock desk. These guys got a few cheap pickups, and they sometimes there's good advice in here. Let's take a look at this Canopec Swarm, Canoptic Swarm Scarab. When it enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard. For each artifact or land card exiled this way, create a 1/1 colorless insect artifact creature token with flying. Whoa, this card is crazy. It's been identified as a premium card by these folks. And its reaches bottom. You think it's going to go any farther? All right, Diabolic Intent, $8. Library for a card. Put that card into the battlefield shuffle for $8. I think there's even other versions of Diabolic Intent. And Primeval Titan for $4.90. Here's a card, I guess if you wanted to get it, now would be the time to do it. I could see this one. The other first two I don't know about. But this one I would say, yeah, why not? Primeval Titan. It seems to me like this is a staple card if you want to play a giant or you want to put it in a post deck. This guy, $4.90. He's been more expensive than that. So these guys are allegedly the cheap pickups. These ones don't seem too cheap. Like $8 for a cheap pickup. That failed to me. That seems like not a cheap pickup. That seems like a $8 pickup. And like this one here for $5. This is I wouldn't pay $5 for this. I just no. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know. The Primeval Titan maybe because this card's got some history, but this Diabolic Intent. Actually, there's other versions. Let's see what the other versions are. Diabolic Intent. I know there's older versions. See, we got Plane Shift, right? The Plane Shift. Holy smokes! Is it really $30? Okay, well let's take a look. Wow, that card's moved up since Strixhaven. Is it additional cost to cast it? Sack a creature, search for a card, and put that into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, well, I did not know that the original Plane Shift one is now 30. Because if you consider it was it was $8 itself back in 2019, it might be worth, I don't know. The fact that like it's going to get hit with a reprint again. This is the one from Brothers War. Hmm. All right, maybe that's a decent pickup. For $8, if you don't already have the Plane Shift one, that seems okay. But keep in mind it's going to get reprinted again, and if it gets downshifted from rare, like it's not going to be $8. So that's why I think it's like but it doesn't. I don't know, reprint, right? I guess if you see the reprint equity, I'd wait. It'll go lower, $5. Uh, Coach says, I think a lot of the modern bans could make restricted to one copy instead of having the full ban. Right? They could go to restricted banning. Murray says, is eBay the best way? Honestly, never sold before. So that's a tough call. So if you want to mind break trap, let's take a look at mind break trap. Murray, you got a play set of mind break traps, hey? I think honestly the best thing to do, are they the Zendikar ones? Are they foil? The best thing to do is to get to an event. Or I would say it's really easy to do a buy list. Now, wait until you can look at a buy list submission for you. Let's see here. Let's look at, depends where you want to shop. If you want to go to face games, you can do a buy list, and you sometimes you can wait until they're gonna give you 30%. 30%. So right now, these guys are gonna give you $25 for it on a card that's worth 50. So you're gonna get taken to Pound Town. I think you're better off to wait till there's an event. Holy smokes, you got a playset of Mind Break Trap you're looking to get out of. Oh, Card Kingdom's offering 31.20 in store credit. So there you go. Dual Brain is hit the nail on the head there. For myself, Murray, sell when they will see value, they will reprint it. So Mindbreak Trap is a perfect example of a card that eventually is going to get hit with a reprint. Okay, so they're like $50 right now. There's options for you. You can mail it in to Card Kingdom, like Brain says. They'll give you 31.20 a piece US. Okay, through USD. That's a good deal. Or if you go to face, they're going to give you $25 Canadian, which is like $20 USD. So your Card Kingdom, probably a pretty good place to buy list it, unless you can get yourself to a local event where they're going to pay you cash at the vendor. Plus, they'll usually give you a trade-in bonus if you do it live at an event. So, uh, eBay, I would stay away from it if you're just doing like a one-time sale or you just kind of want to get out of it. I would say try to. It's really easy to buy list to Card Kingdom. I've gone on their website. You basically go the same thing. You go sell cards, drop them in there, and you give you an order number. You tell them what cards you're sending in, and if you don't have a lot, 4 copies is kind of good, and then you get store credit. It should happen pretty fast. It doesn't take long to go through it. Morning, 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 morning. Morning, MTG Gaming Bob's in the house. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. We're talking buy listing Mindbreak Trap. Checking out a couple of AI generated magic cards here this morning. Don't really go to events. Card Kingdom is a good place to go if you're buy listing cards. Let's take a look here. Any other articles you want to look at, or do we want to look at the movers and the shakers today? We should look at the movers and the shakers. We're having about mixed emotions here this morning, Bob. Some of us are happy, some of us are sad, some of us are a little bit pissed off, some of us are glad, and it happens. You know, uh, I'm having a pretty good morning here myself. Everybody's getting going. Some people are working, some people are just enjoying the holiday. It's Martin Luther King Day. Brain's on his way to work. All are welcome here. Thanks for joining us here on the channel. Thanks for taking us with us and getting on with life together. It's January 16th, 2023. We're going to do the movers and the shakers list. Bob, what do you want to run today? Are we going to do the modern list, the pioneer list, vintage, the all list? What do you want to see? Which list? I'd like to hear from you. Well, sad and glad. What about? I'm happy. Somebody took the change out of somebody's vehicle last night while they were sleeping. So we wake up to that. We're just kind of getting on with our day, getting it all out here. It's Monday, right? We're getting the Mondays out. Uh, you know, we got John in the barrel house. If you are interested in like some sipping whiskeys and some bourbons and some reviews of some very interesting, this is like some weekend material. Want to look at some interesting flavors? You can check out the Barrel House. John's got some interesting content over there. I had to flip myself around. Bob, what do you want to do? Yeah, slavery always sucks. It's something that it's something that we have to deal with and try and keep people out of your dang car. What do we want to do for the list here this morning? We're going to do the movers and the shakers list here today. Let's check it out. We got possibilities for you folks. Bob, what are we going to run? We're going to run the all list, movers and shakers, modern, vintage, pioneer. Pick a lane. Where are we going to go here today? Yeah, Denoiva them bosses. Denoiva them bosses, right? It's all good. We all get emotions. It's all part of. Sorry, bro. Pro tip: don't leave magic cards in your car. No doubt. Oh, see, Michael Superbacker's in the house. Michael had a birthday this weekend. I hope you had a good one. Piece of cake for me, please. Corner piece. Take one off the side. Thank you very much. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining the show. Yeah, don't leave stuff in the car. Let's do the modern list today. Let's hit it up here. Counterbalance, top of the pile. Did we cover counterbalance last week? I thought we did. It's sitting at the top of the list here again here this morning. We just spoke about it a little bit and all the things it does for us. It's up 14%. It's hitting the pavement here hard this Monday morning. I think the stock market is closed today, but we're not. The Magic Card markets are open. 34 bucks. It's up 16%. This sucker, like, you know, it's going to get hit with a reprint, right? Amoket Invocations. Let's check out. Is it really? Did it get printed in? Yes, it did. It did. $99 in the Uglications. The Amoket Uglications. Very cool. Very ugly. It's hard to. Can anybody read this card? No. But this card, I mean, I bought in. Here's disclaimer. Brody bought into the cold snap foils when this was in Legacy the first time. Seriously, I was like going to. This is part of Magic. Part of Magic that like sucks. Like buying into a card and then another card that goes with it, or a namesake card to a deck gets banned. So Brody bought into the foil versions of this, but I don't think I paid 140 for it. So then like Top got banned and Counterbalance got a reprint. Woohoo! And like stocks go stonks, no stonks. No stonks for Brody, right? Like none whatsoever. So like disclaimer, stuff can happen.
Buy low, sell high, that's my motto. I may just quit my job at the power plant and become a full-time stock market guy.
right? Like, here's to people posting their L's. So this card, seeing it up on the top of the list, it brings back memories. Like this card, I think I paid $80 for it, and then like the banning, and then down it's at around 40 in the foil version. Okay, so like Brody's not Brody's not immune to getting burned on cards, like, but that's an L, right? So there's been some L's, and that's the problem with chasing cards, and then you start watching these cards on the movers and the shakers list. So that's like the problem with anything that can see a reprint. This one can and will see a reprint eventually. Decks using it. What is it being played in today? We do want to see. Is it Delver? We did see a deck list on it. And actually, we got the deck list for you here. The Is it Delver deck list. And that's Legacy. But we really care about modern. Is there any modern uses for this card? None whatsoever. So you can play it in Legacy Commander. So why? This is strange because it's a modern legal card. Is that why? It seems strange to have this on the modern list when it's played in Legacy and Commander only. All right. See, these are some of the things we get to discover about these lists and the pitfalls of them, why they work, and we do discuss them here. Algorithms, right? Had a great birthday. I hope. Oh, cool, cool. Glad you did, Michael. That's awesome. Darksteel Forge, second from the top this morning, up 6%. It's a card that makes every artifact out of Darksteel. Cool card. I wish I had it. I don't actually own a copy of this card, and I've been looking to get one. But am I gonna want to pay $36 for it? $37. 8 mana, 9 mana. Artifacts you control have indestructible. Effects that say destroy them do not. I'd like this for Commander. Not so much Modern, but it is legal in Modern. Are we playing it anywhere in Modern? Let's see here. Darksteel Forge. This card has never been higher in price. It's from Darksteel. Eventually, it's going to have a reprint. It was also in Double Masters. Oh, shoot skis. You can get a Double Masters for cheaper. Wait, is it more? Double Masters is more? Holy moly. 2014 it was. So the cheapest one is the 2014 version. Or Plane Chase if you can find it. But I mean, I don't know. I guess $30. You can find it for low as 30. It's up 100. This card is equity, man. This sucker's gonna get reprinted. I don't know if I could be buying into this. It's so high, right? I'll wait for it. I'll wait. It's fine. It's never been higher. Don't buy this card unless you're desperate. Desperate fool at the end of your rope. You know what? I'll tell you what. Dual Brain, the guy who took your change out of the car, he was fucking going to get a copy of Darksteel Forge. I'm telling you right now. Excuse me. He was going to. That's this card is insane. Don't buy this card right now. Wait for it to see a reprint, and it's going to come down in price. It just like, yeah. I don't know what to say. This is danger. Danger. What's pushing it? I don't know. This card's hectic. Urza, the artifact decks. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Commander, right? Urza Chief Artificer, Brea Ethereum Shaper, Urza Lord Protector, and all these. Expensive deck is 2550, right? So like, yeah, that part there, 2550. Jeez. So not again a modern card. So that's the thing that what this tells me is there's a great list that Bob's chosen for us here today because we can learn something from this list. These cards are in modern and they're modern. If they're in modern, it means they can be reprinted at any time. So if they find their way onto a legacy deck list or any other deck list, Commander, like be aware that it's modern and it will see a reprint at some point in time. Um, like this card from Shadowmoor. The longer they don't see one, the more they go up. And Commander pushes the format. So like when we see these scrounge your change before the MTG junkies try to dark steel forge it. Yeah, darn bastards, dirty bastards. Let's see, this is a good list there, Bob. It's really interesting because look at all these cards. I gotta have another little sip of coffee here. Gotta top myself up. Look at all these cards that are in modern, that are reprint equity, that are played in Commander, that are just sitting here waiting as equity to be reprinted. It also means you could probably open some of them fairly easily. Um, I don't know who's opening Shadow more, but again, Painter Servant, here's a card. Man, this card keeps going up. I actually have this card. Brody bought into this card, geez, for Legacy, for Painter Servant combo, because that was another 1.5 deck that was legal during the building of Legacy Miracles. But this card also slim to see a reprint, and it has been reprinted in Inventions. I do like the Invention version of it. It only gets more expensive. The Shattermore foil is 150 bucks. Let's look at the non-foil version because that's going to kind of give us like the more sensible look at what uh is happening with this card. And like let's spread out our little pencil here for a minute and take to look to the skies, because 2016, Painter Servant combo. Where's this deck used? Well, where's this card? Why is this card so darn expensive? Okay, it's down 2016, and then another spike up in price, drifting down 2019, a spike up in price, and now Painter Servant really flying high. Okay, so why is this card so good? Well, so expensive, right? Why is it so expensive? It's pretty good. It does a couple of things. Let's read it, okay? It's 2 mana. It's cheap to cast. It goes in any deck. You can play it with Ancient Tomb, a card that makes 2 mana and does 2 damage to you. So it's easy to cast. You can cast it off Soul Ring. That's pretty easy to cast as well. And as it enters the battlefield, choose a color. Okay. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents that are the chosen color in addition to their other colors. So you choose a color. Usually the color's blue. There are times when you choose something else, depending if you're using hoser cards in Commander. But you can choose red if you're running elemental blasts in your deck. That's a thing. That's what I said, Michael. At least they didn't do some damage, right? As long as they don't damage your property, I mean, you don't have to fix it. So this makes everything blue, and then it makes turns on cards like Force of Will a little better because it makes all cards in the game blue, so you have no problems pitching a card to Force of Will. It also works with this card, and unfortunately, this card, it was part of a combo that goes with Painter Servant, except it's always been like a legacy tier 1.5. Grindstone. For 1 mana, you get the Grindstone from Tempest. And there's a lot of different versions of them, and it's also been invented in the invention. So they actually put the Painter Servant Grindstone combo in the Kaladesh invention. So people want to build this deck in Legacy because it has this awesome new version of the Grindstone. So the Grindstone says for 1 mana, target player you get this Grindstone, and then for 3 mana you got to activate it, tap it, target player mills 2 cards. If 2 cards that share a color were milled this way, repeat this process. So because the Painter Servant makes everything all one color in and out of the game, it paints the deck, it paints your hand, it paints everything on the battlefield. The Grindstone just trips and away we go. Again, another modern reprintable staple that is seen in Legacy and Commander only. It's expensive. If you don't need it and you're not absolutely desperate to get it, just wait. I mean, I'm pretty sure that game designers know this. Wow, look at that card go up in price. It's unbelievable. Huh. Yes, Mr. Dual Brains got the 9.5 Inventor Servant. Very nice. Very nice. Painter Servant sounds like a good card. It is. So what's next? Uh, let's check out. Let's check out the movers and the shakers list. We're running down the list here this morning. Martin Luther King Day, Elish Norn Grand Cenobite, two versions of it. Slot number 4 and 5. Okay, up 5%. This one here, 7 mana, $30 for the Elish Norn. Other creatures you control get +2/+2. It's got vigilance, and creatures opponent to get controlled get -2/-2. It's so good. Modern Masters 2015 card, all in commander here, including Joda the Unifier, Muriel, Atraxa, Queen Marchesa. Man, talk about a card like the Elish Norn card. The other one we were talking about is a Master of Machines. Prime 406 games in the house. We're we're getting our Norn on. We're getting checking our Norniness. Grand Cenobite. New version coming. The Mother of Machines. Hello. Hola. Hola Prime. Thanks for joining, folks. We are just running down the movers and the shakers list. Next up, Blightsteel Colossus. Oh, here's another card. It's amazing. $62.99. This is another Mirrodin Besieged card. I like the set symbol for this. 11/11 for 12 mana. Check out this card. This card's also played in Legacy, and I think it's played in the Oath of Druids deck. Used to be a card that you would want to flip into play out of the top of your deck, or try and tinker to get it into play, and then just trying to crack your opponent, give it haste, and crack your opponent one shot with Expedite, or something to make it fast, and then Trample Infect. It actually, if it's indestructible, so like it can actually, if they block it with an Emrakul, Emrakul becomes a 4/4. It can deal with Emrakul, kind of. Except for the Annihilator trigger. If Blightsteel Colossus would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, reveal it and shuffle its owner's library instead. Shuffle it in. A card, we've seen it from Mirrodin Besieged. 70. This is actually the cheapest version of it. It just got a reprint in Double Masters. That one's over $100 already. Blighty. I traded a Blighty away a while back. I regret it ever since. And you know what? Blighty come back to me in the form of a pack, and I think I'll hold on to him for good. Blightsteel Colossus, the card is a great card. If you can open it, it always seems to have some equity to it, and it gets better and better with time. Like, look at this Blightsteel. Anybody like Blightsteel? Serious card. I think it's kind of trending down in price. I think we're going to probably see a reprint on him maybe again. It's so popular. Where's it played? Vintage, Paradoxical Outcome. The funny thing is they don't have it listed here in Oath of Druids. Paradoxical Outcome Vintage is playing it. All right. I guess that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is with this card here, Oath of Druids. Oath is coming back. The reason I mentioned is because you look to the Twitter skies, and like I seen people talking about the vintage format. This is vintage, and that Oath of Druids is coming back. This is a 1 mana, 1 green and 1 enchantment card that people use to get the Blightsteel Colossus into play. It's played in vintage. It's $8 for the Oath of Druids. It's a green and 1. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses target player who controls more creatures than they do and is their opponent. The first player may reveal cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. If the player does, that player puts that card onto the battlefield, and all other cards revealed this way into their graveyard. So you get to flip cards off the top of your deck, and of course, the only one you have in there is the Blighty Boy, and then you make him fast, and he runs over and hits your opponent. Murray says, I made a personalized monarchy token for the Queen Marchesa deck. I do like that. That's a cool token. Here's a little fun fact. in Tumbler Ridge, there was the Game of Thrones throne. So there was the Game of Thrones throne hidden up here in the Great White North at some time. So pretty cool story. The Game of Thrones throne, a couple of years ago, the Game of Thrones throne was hidden. In and some people found it in Tumbler Ridge, and once it was reported that the Game of Thrones throne was found, and that's not too far from where we're at. Some of the folks pilgrimage, if I do say pilgrimage, to go see the Game of Thrones throne. So like Murray Cooper was one of those folks. So here's a picture of like the Game of Thrones throne that was found in Tumbler Ridge, and like Murray went out there and sat on the Game of Thrones throne, got a picture of himself, and like made that into a monarch token. It's really cool. So cool story, folks, about the Game of Thrones throne. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like people like say, oh yes, uh, up north games, Great White games, and all that stuff. Like you gotta be pretty far north. Uh, you gotta be pretty far north sometimes. Uh, we are up here on the Alaska Highway. Sometimes things make their way up here that you would never expect. Pretty darn cool. No, that's not Murray though. I didn't put a pitch. That's a public picture. I didn't put the Murray token up. That's not Murray. Murray is super handsome guy. So we're gonna save that for another day maybe. We'll have to get permission from Murray. I don't have a copy of the card, but it is pretty cool. Talking about the Blightsteel Colossus. Yeah, little fun fact. Academy Ruins card that was time shifted. I like this card. It's $14 now. Time shifted. It might even be included on the list. Is it on the list? I don't know if it got a list printing. Nope. All right. Taps for mana. That's always good. And then you could pay a blue and one and put target artifact card from your graveyard on top of your library. I like it. 5 Thrones hidden. One was in New York, the other in UK. I love that story. It's a great story. Like we're literally at work and people are like, "Did you hear they found the Game of Thrones throne?" And they're like, "Where is it?" It's in Tumblr. And then people like got in their cars and were like, "I'm going." Boom. Yeah, it was super cool. And I'm like, I was like, "Really?" Like, yeah. But then you had to find it and like there was a lineup. Yeah, pretty cool. What is this card being played? Commander. Commander. Great card in Urza. Anything you want to get your artifacts back from the bin. You want to get your junk back? This is a way to do it. The Academy Ruin will recycle the artifacts back from the graveyard on top of the deck, and it costs. Oh man, there's no better time to pick this card up. It's actually kind of a good time to pick it up. I'm pretty sure Brody's into a copy for more than $10. I would say card of the day, maybe like if you're looking for a copy of this one, now is the kind of a good time to pick it up. Seems like a cheap pickup. It hasn't ticked up too much in price. Ren and 6, $60. Oy. Here's another card from Modern Horizons 2, going up a point. Tezzeret the Seeker and Lynn Vala, the Keeper of Silence. Ren and 6. Isn't Ren and 6 banned in Modern? Didn't he go and get himself banned? Legal? No, Ren is good to go. It's banned in Legacy. Right? You could play this in modern. All right, here's a planeswalker boy. Like it's actually yes, this is played. You because people want to retrace, right? Return up to one target land from your graveyard to your hand. That's his +1. This is why Ren is $60 because of retrace, right? Retrace allows you to cast a card from your graveyard if you discard a land card, and Ren just gets your lands back. So what retrace cards are we going to play? Ren and 6 have been drifting down. Unfortunately, you've seen a banning, and Indomitable Creativity. That's where it's played. Yes, the indomitable one. I want to see where's the where's the retrace card? Is there a retrace card? Fire and Ice, retrace, bitter reunion. Nothing on here with retrace, but you could add anything with retrace to the deck. Ren is still good though. Man, are we going to see a reprint of Ren even though he's banned? Probably. $50. Not no cheaper time to pick up a Ren in 6. They were as high as 140, I think, at one time. They were quite expensive. Yeah, about 120 bucks, 130 bucks for a Ren. Wow. I collected all the Ren and 6 cards. Did you? Nice. Michael Superbacker collected all the Rens. Prime says Megatron. What else Prime saying here? We gotta get Prime in on. Coach says Blight Colossus has just got the Transformer Secret Lair reprint as the dual face Optimus Prime. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that. I gotta check that out. New Secret Lair, man. They're pulling at my heartstrings. Dang. Ren and 6, super card. Tezzeret the Seeker. This is like yeah, this one here from also from Shards of Alara. Okay, 20 bucks. Untap 2 artifacts. Yeah, he can use it for Tinker, I guess. Modern Legal, Legacy Legal, Vintage. Where are we playing it? Tezzeret's got to be Commander. He's Commander. He is. Tezmander. Probably in a Tezzeret deck. Yeah. Lynn Vala, the Keeper of Silence. One more card here. We got to check here. Man, what a great card this is. $16.67. Here's a card for you, Prime. Legendary creature, Angel, flying. Activated abilities of creatures your opponent control can't be activated. What? Just shuts down activated creatures? Is there any other versions of this card? 4 mana for a 3/4? Holy smokes, the Rise of Eldrazi is 3. Oh no, that's wow. Would you listen to that? Sounds like the cops are outside. It's getting on to the well past the hour. I appreciate you folks for sharing the day with me here today. It's been a slice. Really do. Gotta say, it's what's happening. We're just doing a little morning Magic stocks and some Magic talks, checking out the Hasbro stock price and everything that's going on. Checking out the chat. We got all the folks in the house here this morning. Appreciate the Patreons, and everybody for tuning in. If you do get a chance, check out the Patreon. Michael Superbacker, Dual Brain. Hope your day gets a little smoother. Murray Cooper, have a good one. Coach, thanks for coming to the game. Prime 406, Michael Superbacker. Zombie is here. John from the Barrel House. Twiddler's Place. Another great show here today, Monday. January 16th, 2023. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, folks. Morning Magic Stocks and Magic Talks with Brody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody. sure you take all your stuff out of your car. Don't leave any magic cards in there. Be good to one another and safe adventures. Rain, I got your message actually on the weekend. I'm actually really stoked to do some art cards with the brain. So yeah, give me. I got a little busy over at Murray's house yesterday. Uh, I'll shoot you a text here a little later today. We can figure out the shipping. If you want me to just order them, if you want to just order them straight here, that would be cool. Hit me up. Let me know. All right, folks, I'm out of here. It's Monday. Have a good one. Smooth start to the week. Be good to one another. Be well, stay well, and thanks all for joining us. It's been a slice. Talk to you soon.